You put that up there, right? I'm on.
No, that's me. My bad. I'm muted. You don't have to keep me on the screen as long as you can still hear me though. There should be a way where you can take me down, but still hear me. Different on what you call it. Because he ain't hear music just in. But you can just show yourself in the music player.
We getting together here in the studio. We about to get into the Bring It Out radio show. I got my DJ in the house, DJ Baruch. Turn it up, my man. Turn it up. Let them know what's up.
We gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah. Hey. 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 Yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey. Yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOC, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, yeah, bring it out. LOC. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. We gotta wake up the shape. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work in it. We put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews that we no lies. With it, that we won't die. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. Y'all gotta gather together. We do that. Then we got the nations in warfare. We a separate nation. No explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time. Yeah, time is ticking. For the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping. We working. Just hoping my people will see the mission. So we got bring that. 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 I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that. Get your knowledge on the go. truth in the form of a show. Bring that. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOC bringing that light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your crossbeat. Hold up, Pastor, man, you lost me. You sleep, you teaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring it out. We got the truth, we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We make it move, so we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth, we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We make it move, so we bring it out. I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. Yeah. LOC. We gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah. Hey. 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 Yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey. Yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOC, let's go. Bring it. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work and now we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate all in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews, there be no lies. With it, there we won't die. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that, then we got the nations in warfare. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. But the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people will see the mission. Bring that out. 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 I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOC bringing that light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your crossbeat. Hold up, Pastor, man, you lost me. You speak you teaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring it out. We got the truth, we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We make it moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth, we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We make it moves when we bring it out. I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring it out.
It's the Bring That Out radio show. Yeah, those Hebrews got a show. We gonna bring it out. I'm your chief minister, Minister Solomon, here at the Light of Zion, and this is the Bring It Out radio show. The show designed to bring out the current topics that's affecting our people here and abroad, all through the diaspora. And I have with me the dream team. I got with me the captain of captains. Captain Amawan, Bun Lawyer Bunya Sorella. And I also got with me in the studio, yeah, that's my DJ. You see him in the back right there. DJ Baruch. 4-1, just in case you didn't understand. And this is the Bring It Out radio show. Again, shalom to all the family that's logged in. To Wada for logging in. We're going to talk about it. As you can see on the screen behind me, we're going to talk about it. Because it needs to be talked about. All right? Our people got to understand, man. When we cross those lines, you see, a lot of people think it's an America thing, the hatred for our people.
Right.
They think it's an America thing. They think if they somehow can get overseas, they're not going to be treated the same way because slavery, of course, happened in America. But that could be so far from the truth. The hatred that these nations have for the children of Israel is biblically based. It's from the beginning of the formation of these nations, Esau and Jacob. And it just keeps rearing its ugly head time and time, again and again. Every time something happens in the news, we're reminded that, damn, we do know that Esau does hate us, doesn't he? All right. And sometimes when we get quiet, we get forgetful. We start thinking, well, maybe he's not so bad. But if something's going to happen in the news that's going to make us remember that these devils, which we were, in chains, behind bars, locked down, and the fact that we're traveling to and fro and rich and prospering, a lot of time they're holding meetings, them type of meetings, the meetings where they take the sheet off and they cover their faces up. Those clan meetings about these Negroes getting too uppity, right? We know that's happening behind closed doors, but we're not concerned with that. We're concerned with our God that's in heaven and how we serve him. But we know he's the defender of the children of Israel. So we're going to talk about it, right? Let's get the scriptures. Let's get this conversation going. Shalom to all families logged in early in the check-in, right? DJ Baruch is here, right? Never fair. We're going to play some music. We're going to discuss this matter about this sister, and I do use that name loosely, and what she was caught overseas and how there's a different law for us and them. All right, Shalom again, and this is the Bring It Out Radio Show. So let's go to Colossians 3, verse 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Odd One Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Yes, first and foremost, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Mashiach Yahushai, for keeping us strong, for keeping us our eyes open, keep us in that repentive lifestyle, that we are facing the east, praying to our power, and he's given us great success in all that is righteous in this world. Right, so talk about it. What's happening with this? Who is this sister back here? What's she dealing with?
All right, so matter of fact, let's just pull her up.
Let's pull her up. Let's put on front stage. Bring her to the stage.
All right. Brittney Griner is an American professional basketball player for the Phoenix Mercury of the Women's National Basketball Association, who is currently imprisoned in Russia. She played college basketball for the Baylor Lady Bears in Waco, Texas. So this is she's a very giant sister. She's 6'9", like the Anakins in the land of Canaan, right? So she's a very well-known sister for playing the WNBA. Some say that she could compete with some brothers that's actually in the NBA. So she was recently incarcerated not too long ago in Russia for having a cannabis vape in the country Russia. Now realizing, these, like you say, Chief, these nations' hatred proceeds beyond America.
Yes.
Right? They're not just gonna hate you here. Like the nations, they don't want you bringing Tatertown to Russia.
Right.
Vladimir Putin don't want Tatertown in Russia. He don't want to see the Noya or East Atlanta and Mother Russia.
Right.
That's the thing with our people, that they don't want that there. They want it in your neighborhoods, but they don't want that there. And that's something that the sister they realize, and actually have a scripture for you.
They don't want Keisha coming over there teaching they nice white woman how to twerk. They want to keep it, a Russian environment out there. But our people, of course, we travel the world. We make up the world's commerce. We are the consumers of this world, right? So they may not want us there, but they want our money there. So we travel to and fro everywhere we go.
Right.
Always being a customer, never being a provider, right? And what ends up happening is because They smile when you come with your green. You think that they're greeting you, but they're really greeting the prosperity you bring into their business or their. If it wasn't for that, they could care less about you. And we're going to see as we go into the details of this situation. But let's get this scripture, Lamentations.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 52.
Go ahead.
My enemies chased me sore like a bird without cause.
Go ahead.
They have cut off my life in the dungeon
Mm-hmm.
and cast a stone upon me.
Right. They cut up our lives in the dungeon. The modern day dungeon is the jail cell. Right. They cut our lives off in the jail cell. They listen, they don't care. They'll throw football numbers at you easy. Right. They don't want no single digits. They'll throw football numbers at you easy. Right. For a little bit of cannabis, which is practically legal in America.
Right.
They got this lady behind bars. Is making, but I'm pretty sure she's pretty well off, right, with her financially, right? And when you're well off financially, you tend to forget that, you know, that certain laws, you're not above the law. You know what I mean?
Right.
There was a song from Jay-Z, which was called Still.
Still nigga.
Yeah. Right. Still nigga, right? He said you could be rich, poor, popular, you still, and what he was talking about in that song is in the eyes of the oppressor, you still a slave, right? They don't see you more than that because you're just a high paid slave.
Right.
Right.
You're
So
a bougie slave. That's
a bougie slave, right? But we got to understand that until we come to this truth, that's the condition we in. Until we come back to our power, until we come back to our heritage, that's all we are, right, in this society, right? That's all the society gonna view you as. And as much you try to fool yourself that you're gonna buy your way into prosperity, you're gonna buy your way into the kingdom, it don't work that way, right? The scriptures say, boast not. Let me get that, of certain riches. A lot of people think that, oh, I got bread, right? What do I need? Right. Matter of fact, before we get it in give me Sirach first, 6 and 1, and then I'll get that other scripture. Sirach 6 and 1. Right. So, a lot of people think that their economics will get them out of the condition that the Most High put us. Listen, economics didn't put us in the situation. Economics won't take us out. Right. We went into this situation on the earth because of our disobedience to Yah, and that's the only way out. To be obedient to that same power, right? Read what you got.
Sirach 6:1.
Yeah, 6 and 1. Say not.
Oh, okay. Who could control me right on there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 and 1, 5 and 1.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like 5 and 1. It's like 5 and 1. That's Sirach 5 and 1 to the family that's watching.
The book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
Mm-hmm.
Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
To do what?
To walk in the ways of thy heart.
Right. So what does it mean, the ways of your heart? It's the ways of your own mind, right? The Father always warned us of following our own hearts, our own mind, that we have to look towards Yah to determine right from wrong and then walk thereafter.
Right.
And if we don't, we end up like that situation on the screen here with this lady behind us. We end up behind bars. We end up punishing because we thought we were so smart.
Right. Or you get incarcerated like R. Kelly, right?
Mm-hmm. Or like R. Kelly,
Yeah.
right? A lot of these, our so-called stars, thinking that they're above the law, they realize, man, I'm just an equal with money to these people. I mean, Bill Cosby went through it. We could go down the line of how much of our people, Wesley Snipes went through it, that they thought they can get away with what the other man was doing,
right? Because
they was a brother man making as much as the other man, and realized, damn, I ain't nothing, man, in this kingdom. Read that again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
Right. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. Why? Because your heart will fool you into believing something that's not true. Right? The heart is tricky. The mind is tricky. One day you think something, the next day you change your mind.
Right.
But you know what? The scriptures don't change.
Right.
That's the beautiful thing about it. The scriptures don't change. So as long as you could come back to the scriptures, you could come back to that right way of thinking. Right? Let me get that Jeremiah. Okay, what you got?
For the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 24 to 25.
Uh-huh.
For all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of men has the flower of the grass. The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away. But the word of Yahweh endureth forever.
But the word of the Most High endureth forever. So what does that mean by that it withers away? That means you might have thought something, and then next year you don't feel that way.
Right.
You might have thought something one day, and the next day you don't feel that way because what your thoughts wither away. But Yahweh's word is still the same. Every time you open the Bible, that verse is still saying what that verse said the last time you read it. And that's something you could depend on, right? Not in the riches of this world. Jeremiah 9 and 23. Jeremiah 9:23 was sent in. That's a good verse, strong verse. Jeremiah 9:23.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 9 and verse 23.
God.
Thus saith Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might.
Right.
Let not the rich man glory in his riches.
Right, and she might as well be one because
I believe she cut her breast off too.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
6'9", breast cut off, wicked crossover, jump shot, slam dunk.
She liked to beat women too.
And she was known to have domestic abusive, right? I mean, I thought I would never say that, but she beats her wife. How does that even make sense, right? Why does she even have one, right? So that's the condition of the people that trust in their own mind, trust in their own riches.
Right.
They let their heart fool them. Give me that 17 and 9. They let their heart trick them and fool them into things. Read that.
Verse 24. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me.
Go ahead.
That I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahweh.
That's what's up. That's what's up, family. Loving kindness, glory. If you're going to glory, if you're going to say something is great, if you're going to say something is wonderful, if you're going to say something is the best, it better be the Most High, right? Or what you're doing according to the commandments of the Most High. Anything less than that is really nothing. It's really just your own mind, just our own things, our own thoughts. And we always got to be reminded of this, right? It's beautiful that the Most High, just open His word onto us, that we can always resort back to His teaching, His schooling, that we can't be. This lady right here, she might be thinking all kind of stuff behind bars right now. She said, all I had was a couple of pens, a couple of what they call that, cannabis smoking pens, and they done. She's locked up behind bars, right? She could be, I know she can't believe it.
Right.
I know talk about an astonishment, right? She didn't get that prophecy that she would end up where she's at. Deuteronomy, I'm sorry, not Deuteronomy, Jeremiah 17 verse 9.
I actually have a point for you too.
Yeah.
17 verse 9.
Yeah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9.
Go ahead.
The heart is deceitful above all things.
Right.
And desperately wicked.
How wicked?
Desperately wicked.
That's how our minds are. Our minds are desperately wicked. That's a man's mind. That's the mind of man and woman that can think, you know what? I'm going to cut my breast off. I'm going to become a man and get me a wife. They didn't get that from the Most High. They didn't get that from the Father.
Right.
That's a man's mind.
Right.
Right. She used that same mind, went to Russia, talking about she's going to bump some of these vape. I'm going to bring the weed vapes.
She thought it was the hood.
She thought
she thought it was the hood in Mother Russia.
She thought she was going to.
Shiesty wasn't playing that.
She thought she was going to the West Coast, the West Coast, right? So I'm gonna take it over to the West Coast. I'm gonna get this the Snoop Dogg, and we're gonna get it, and and we gonna get it popping. You get it popping, all right. Pop you behind on in jail, all right? Because those nations ain't got no tolerance for our foolishness. Remember, Esau got tolerance with us because he makes money off of us. When you benefit from something, you're more tolerable to it. But when you're not benefiting, you got no tolerance. What? They don't need us over there. You know what I mean? They're like, nah, we're gonna lock you behind up in jail, especially you coming from America, because Pooh Shiesty, he already got issues with America already. All right, so
and I actually got the article for the proposal he made to let Griner off too. So we're gonna bring that out later as well.
Of course, to trade him off for somebody else, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a well-known arms dealer that's selling arms to kill Americans. So we gotta think about it, man. Listen, man, we gotta think about it.
That's nuts, man.
America will not even give us another stimulus check. You think they're gonna let go of this killer who wants to kill Americans for Brittney Smokey Griner? Think about it. If you're in a position of America, who are you gonna choose? Who are you gonna choose? You're gonna let Brittney Griner stay in Russia? And this is so powerful because all this LGBT nonsense, right? How come the LGBT monkeypox ABCs? How come they're not marching over to Russia to go to war with Pooh Shiesty to get their homosexual out of prison?
Yeah, right. I didn't see
it's outrageous.
Black Lives Matter pull up on that one. All right, where's the support team?
Where's the mighty homosexuals to go fight Pooh Shiesty? Where's the mighty men, the mighty women of the homosexuals to go fight Pooh Shiesty? Vladimir
Putin, he's waiting on y'all. But the reality of it is this: sometimes we have delusions of grandeur in this kingdom.
Right.
This is not our rest. Right. We're here, but this is not our rest. We don't get a fair shake. I'm not going to judge the matter. I don't know, the sister's personal. I don't know the sister personally. We talk from a position of what's written in the news, right? But we use these opportunities to remind our people that, we're behind enemy lines. We're POWs here in America, and we've got so comfortable living the American way and the European way and the Russian way and all these different ways, when there's a benefit in coming back to Yah's laws. There's a benefit in doing things the way Yah said. If it wasn't, this is why she's in the condition that she's in. This is why she's, behind bars, being a WNBA star, and for a 0.7, the news, if I'm correct, 0.7 grams of cannabis. 0.7.
Wasn't Clinton getting high in the White House or something like that?
He was blazing up the White House, man. He's in there listening to Tupac, and he was blazing up, him and Monica, right? And she had 0.7. You wouldn't even get barely a slap on the wrist here in America for that, right? Not even a whole gram, right? People getting locked up, people getting caught with grams on them, and getting off real quick. They want to give her how much time? 9 years?
I got the article.
0.7. Let's go back to the article, man. Let's talk about it, man.
One thing that that we gotta examine is not what you do when you get to a situation like this. It's not what you do in that situation, it's what you do leading up to that.
Right.
It's what you did prior. Because she's only receiving the fruits of her labor. She's only reaping what she sowed. So you got to look at what led her up to that point. Because if she was keeping the commandments of the Lord, that wouldn't happen. She would have reaped better fruits.
Yeah.
Now she's locked up, and she want you to go out and go to war with the Russians. And those Russians, they're not eating McDonald's and Burger King all day like you Negroes are in the corner store. They're ready to slam you on the neck in the name of Mother Russia. So let me pull this article up for you right now. Hold on. Okay. There you go. Okay. Moscow. A Russian court. Zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, come.
Okay. Moscow. A Russian court has found Brittney Smokey Griner guilty on drug smuggling and possession charges. The widely expected verdict comes from a month-long trial, nearly 6 months after the basketball star was arrested at a Moscow area airport with cannabis vape cartridges in her luggage.
Mm-hmm.
That means she had multiple.
And you know, and this is something that's going on a lot with the young people. They think that because they vaping, they're not smoking.
Right.
You know, and I want to bring that out. Vaping is smoking. All right. Vaping actually is just as bad to your lungs because now the vapor is moisture. It makes it even more cohesive, or what am I thinking of?
Corrosive
to your lungs. It stays in there longer, right? Than a dry smoke that needs to be hydrated. It's coming in there hydrated already, so it's sticking to the walls of your lungs. This is not this whole vaping craze, and you know people walk around with the vape because the vape dissipates quickly. They think, oh well, it's not like I'm smoking. No, you are smoking, right? Vaping is against Torah. If you vaping and you in Torah, you need to stop. Right? There's no health benefit to sucking on vapors, right? Unless it's Vicks, right? And you get you sick and you try to clear up your some eucalyptus or some what they call that, the other one, hyssop, right? If you vaping that, then that's to open up your airways, your pathways. That's a healthy thing, right? But you are pulling on this vape machine, sucking on this thing. That thing is not doing nothing good for you. It's still going to jack your insides up. So vaping is smoking. Vaping is unlawful. I just want to make that clear because, you know, our young people, they're always looking for a way around the law. The hookah is smoking. That's wicked. You can't do hookah. You know, that whole heritage of smoking comes from the heathens to sit there and pull in smoke, hold it in and blow it back out. That's a heathenistic custom, right? Coming from the Orient, really, where this was done to their gods. They would pull them the smoke and they would blow the smoke in the face of their gods. And that's where we get this whole smoking craze comes from. So family, you know, if you vaping or you smoking, you need to put that away. All right. You're destroying your vessel, your temple, and your body is your temple to the Most High God. You should put nothing in there like that.
Right.
All right. So we'll continue. I just want to bring that out.
The judge sentenced Griner. Everybody see where we at? The judge sentenced Griner to 9 years in prison. Her charges carry up to 10 years, and the Russian prosecution have requested a sentence of 9 years and 6 months in penal colony.
Mm-hmm. In a penal colony.
Penal colony. So like
6 months in the penal colony. Now they got little jail cities. I think that's what a penal colony is. It's like you're not just in a cell. You in a like a little town that they locked you down. Like the I think in our biblical times we had the city of refuge.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like the city of refuge. You can't leave, but you can move around within this jailed city. So that's what a penal colony is. Read on.
The trial outcome was not unusual, given that Russian criminal courts have reported a conviction rate of 99%. But it appears that Griner's fate will now be decided in a political arena.
Mm-hmm.
The Biden administration, under public pressure to secure her release, has tried to negotiate with Russia. So we're going to get the negotiation.
All right. Sleepy Joe is getting in.
Sleepy COVID Joe, right? To free her, as well as another jailed American, Paul Whelan. Russia has said any potential deal, including a rumored prisoner swap that could see the U.S. release notorious Russian armed dealer Victor Bout, would have to wait until after the court's verdict.
Wow.
In a statement released shortly after the verdict, President Biden called Griner's sentence one more reminder of what the world already knew. Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittney. Now, before we get this article, right? Now, a lot of times, we judge things off, emotions. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Russia wrongfully detained Brittney, and put a 2 in the chat if you think it was just.
Okay.
So that's a question.
Let's get that survey. Let's get the poll going.
Put a 1 in the chat.
1 in the chat.
If you think they're right for doing that. And
if you think that she belonged behind bars.
Right.
2 in the chat. You think that, man, they did her dirty, man. They did her wrong.
Put a 2 in the chat.
right? Let's see the polls. Let's get to the polls, right? Because we want to hear what you thinking, man. Because we all got to use the wisdom that the Most High is giving us, man. Right? But imagine they're comparing zero point 0.7 ounces of weed to a known Russian arms dealer. He's an arms dealer, right? He's not an arms carrier. Not that he was found with an illegal gun on him. He's found dealing heavy artillery that's used to kill thousands of people. They comparing the two. Like, I don't know. You want me this? Give me back Victor Bob. You in Ghana? Give me back Victor. All right? Because they look even to us. In our court system, in our justice system, they look even to us. Right? That's madness. Straight madness. Right? They even in the same conversation. All right, we got 2 and 1-1. It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck in the polls right now. Some feel she shouldn't be in there. Some feel, she need to be up in there. All right. What we got going on now? We got what, 2 2s and 1-1?
We got 34. We should have some more polls.
Let's go. Let's get it in the chat. Let's get it in the chat. What y'all think?
Let's stop the eyes of the righteous in the chat.
Give me while the chat is filling up. Give me Zechariah 79.
Okay.
Yeah, guys.
I got the article.
You guys, family, you guys are saints, man. And the saints is made to judge the world. We got to judge matters. We can't be sitting behind the box like, man, I don't know if that's right or wrong. That's the Most High gave us wisdom for us to know. Read that, brother.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 7, verse 9. And thus speaketh the Lord of hosts.
Go ahead.
Saying, execute true judgment. And show mercy and compassion every man to his brother.
Right. Show mercy and compassion every man to his brother. So execute true judgment. Right. Read on.
And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart.
Right. So if you think that this is an evil thing, she didn't deserve it, they should let her slide with the weed. You know what I mean?
Maybe you're looking for the wrong kingdom to come to the earth.
Bob Marley been to Russia. I don't know what y'all thinking, right? Whatever thought pattern, is going on with the people. We want to hear about it, but you got to know something. Let's get 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 2. And then give me Ephesians 2 and 8.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Do you not know that the saints should judge the world? And if the world should be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
It's a small matter.
Right.
It ain't like we talking about a whole city. We talking about one person. So let's judge this small matter. You guys are the saints. You're the judges, right? You know right from wrong, right? Don't judge your own mind, your own heart, but judge through the faith and understanding that the Most High has given you, the gifts that the Most High has given you, right? Read that.
The book of Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourself. It is the gift of Yahweh.
Read on.
Not of works, lest any man should boast.
Right.
For we are his workmanship, created in a Mashiach Yahushua. Unto good works, which Yahweh hath before ordained that we should walk in them.
Right. So we know good works. The Most High ordained us to walk in them. Right. We all looking for salvation. So we got to know that we can speak on things. Right. We don't have to stay quiet because we're not speaking our own words. Right. We're not judging the matter of our own thoughts.
Right.
We're judging the matter according to the thoughts of our power, the Almighty Yahweh, and the wisdom that comes through these scriptures, right? That's how he speaks to us. He speaks to us through scripture, through edification, through wisdom. So we need to use this wisdom. So family, let's see the polls. Let me see where you're at. Let's see where we at. We got one. Wait a minute. We got somebody that voted both ways.
Yeah,
they going on.
He's stuck between two opinions, like Elijah.
You can't vote both ways, brother. All right. We got 2 2s and a 1.
Esha got 2.
And a 1 and another 2. All right. So right now we're leaning towards her being unjustly incarcerated.
I believe so. Number 2 is unjust.
Yeah, we're leaning towards her being unjustly incarcerated. Right. And the reality of it is that we don't get a fair shake in this game. But what the Most High allows to happen to us in this kingdom often is for our chastisement. So I can understand why the brother put the 2 and the 1 in there, because although we don't like to see our own locked in no cages, our own tend to act in ways and manners that can get them locked in the cage, right? But if the judge is judging unjustly, if they, if this was an Edomite that had 0.7 grams and you wouldn't lock that Edomite up, then how you gonna lock the sister up? Even though we know that she not keeping Torah, we know that the Most High intervened, but just as a righteous judge, if you wouldn't lock up yours with this, why you gonna lock ours up with it? So I'm gonna lean towards the side of 2 myself, that she's unjustly locked in there according to the penal codes of Russia and of this world. But on a Yah level, all this is just. All this is coming down from him. You know what I mean? On a spiritual level. So on a carnal level, she's locked up unjustly, but on a spiritual level, we know that this come down from the Most High, from the choices that she made.
Right. Because if they're going to judge a situation, like, they got to judge it according to the law of the Most High for it to be righteous.
Right. They're not judging according to
right.
commandments.
They're judging according to their will.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's like if somebody commits murder. If a brother murders another brother, what do we know should happen according to the law? We know according to the law, a judgment has to happen.
Right.
So we're not supposed to just give them a slap on the wrist to go murder 5 other people.
Right.
Scriptures already told us what has to happen. So according to how they judge it, that was incorrect. How they judge it.
Right.
Situation.
So they showed that they are, no matter where you are in the world, you still gonna get that same trial that we get here in America. You're gonna get it in Russia. You're gonna get it everywhere you go. Give me that just judgment never go forth. The Lord is slack.
Fine, I got you.
I think we're going to yeah.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 4.
Okay.
Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth.
What happens?
Judgment never go forth.
Right. The law is slack, and judgment never goes forth. Read on.
For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Right. Wrong judgment proceedeth in this world, because the wicked compass the righteous. What does that mean? The wicked have power, more power than the righteous. Right? The wicked have more power than the righteous. So righteous judgment never goeth forth. Right? So, but we understand in this case, it's the court of the ungodly.
Right.
Right? It's the counsel of the ungodly.
Right.
So, we can't judge the ungodly, but we can look at the matter and use this matter to wake up Jacob to say, don't think that you're going to leave America, you're going to leave racism behind you, or you're going to leave the curse, right? The curse is going with you wherever you go.
Right.
The curse is on the 4 corners of the earth. We curse until we blessed. And the same one that curses is the same one that blesses. We went over that in the portion, right? Balak hired Balaam to curse us. But Balaam couldn't curse us. Why? Because if the Most High don't curse you, you can't be cursed. But the same way goes with the blessing, right? If the Most High don't bless you, guess what? You ain't blessed, right? You might be getting what you think you want, but you're not getting what something that's going to actually benefit you in the future. Right. So we got to serve Yah. We got to understand that these laws exist. These laws, I can't say they're unwritten, but they're not so obvious how things go down. Like, there's a law, what they call a law of gravity. It's a law of inertia. What's going in motion will try to stay in motion. What goes up must come down. There's laws that you can't evade, you can't avoid. The Most High's laws is the same thing. Whether you like it, believe it, accept it or not, it's still gonna come to pass. It's still gonna come to pass.
I have the articles ready too.
Right.
A little bit about Victor as well.
Right. Yeah, that's it on that. So let's go back.
All right. Russian media. Russian media outlets have speculated that Griner could be included in a prisoner swap for Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer who is serving 25 years prison sentence in U.S. for conspiring to sell weapons to people who intended to kill Americans. Now,
this guy is a damn terrorist.
This only listen. I read a little bit of his about his background. We got to read a little bit about his background. This guy is seems like he's a key champion in Russia right now. If you look at his accolades. So let's go right back. Let's look a little bit more into it. Right? This is Victor Bout right here to the right. Right?
That cat look cold as hell, boy. That's a cold Edomite right there, bro. Cold with it.
Victor, such and such, Bout, born January 13, 1967, is a Russian arms dealer, an entrepreneur, and this is him right here. I mean, this shows you what an arms dealer is right here. We're dealing with weapons and firearms.
Yo, they got their wives building the guns out.
The whole time.
Talk about teamwork, man. Talk about teamwork making the dream work. Talking about a match made in Russia.
Right.
They got their wives making sure the guns. I just lubed up your guns, honey. Go ahead and get them. All right, go ahead.
An entrepreneur and former Soviet military.
Right.
Translator. He reportedly used his multiple air transportation companies to smuggle weapons since the collapse of the Soviet Union. So we see he was a key player during the time of the Soviet Union when they still had power. From Eastern Europe to Africa and Middle East during the 1990s and early 2000s, Bout gained the nickname of the Merchant of Death.
The what?
The Merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death, man. I need to drop a bomb to that, man. With my there you go. The Merchant of Death.
And Sanctions Buster.
You know what a sanction buster is? I hope that people understand what that means. That means a sanction means you can't have this, you can't go there, right? If I grab some important resources and I put a sanction on it, that means I'm not sending it to you,
right?
And they call it a sanction buster.
You know I'm on it, right?
He's coming to kill everybody that's holding that item, so you could, there goes that sanction, right? So this guy is cold with it, man. This guy is cold.
After Peter Hain of British Foreign Office read a report to the United Nations in 2003 on Bout's wide-reaching operations, extensive clientele, and willingness to bypass embargoes. On March 6, 2008, Bout was arrested in Thailand on terrorism.
On what?
On terrorism.
This man has been arrested for being a terrorist in Thailand. He's going to run. This guy should be in the next James Bond movie. Who is this guy?
They need to have a Netflix on him.
You know what I mean? Victor Bout is bout it. Right? You know, we used to say the hood back in the day, you bout it, right? His name fit him. Who Victor Bout? Yeah, Victor Bout that. He about that. Right? He sure is. Read that.
Charges by the Royal Thai Police in cooperation with American authorities and Interpol. The U.S. ambassador to Thailand, Eric G. John, requested his extradition under the Extradition Act with Thailand to get him from Thailand to be arrested in America, which was eventually mandated by Thai High Court in August 2010. Okay. Bout was accused of intending to smuggle arms to the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia for use against U.S. forces in Colombia, but denied his charges and predicted an acquittal.
That cat hate America, boy. You think you hate America?
You could go more.
That dude got a problem with America. Anybody want to shoot America? Come get your guns from me. I'm about that, right? Victor about it, right? I'm about it, right? So this guy is a known terrorist. He's about that arms deal. He got the connect. He's a plug if you want a rocket launcher. And they got him comparing to a basketball player.
Who they gonna choose?
A woman basketball player, 6'9" Negro.
That beat women.
that's been known to be domestically abusive to her wife, which makes no sense, right? And somehow they're gonna use this as a bargaining chip to release this man. So you're saying Biden ain't gonna do it?
I don't think he's listening.
If
I was
I want to
Joe
see, I
Biden-
want to see what the family think. If you
Oh,
think
God.
Biden's going to let Garner go and give them about it, right? Right? If you're going to let about it and Smokey Griner go, if they go, put a 1 if you think that Biden's going to let him go, right? And get his basketball player back. Put a 2 if she's doomed and she's going to do her 9 years, right? 2 if she's doomed and she's gonna do that 9 years because America ain't gonna let this dude out. Or 1 if you think that Biden gonna chump up and let this known terrorist, the merchant of death,
The sanction buster.
the sanction buster, come out. You know what I mean? Let him out. You know, for the this, you know,
Hey,
this world is so crazy. It's possible. It's possible.
She said Biden's gonna sleep for the next 9 years.
You know he's sleepy. You know he's sleepy, so you better not sleep too hard, boy, because Trump been stirring the pot, boy. Trump said he's coming back for his seat. I don't give a damn. I watch the news. I don't give a damn who sit in that seat. They all going up in smoke. Right?
Actually, they made a movie about him, Lord of War. That's based on Victor Bout.
Lord of War. Y'all got to go check that out. My DJ just brought it out. He said the Lord of War is a movie about Victor Bout. All right. So if you got some, you know, check your Hulu or your Netflix or your Amazon stick or your what's the other one? You know, whatever you got, you getting your movies on these days, right? Your Fire Stick, and check out Lord of War, the Victor Bout story, right? And you can see how about it he is, how much he's about war and destruction, right?
Brother said she finished.
Yeah, she's
Listen,
doomed.
brother, I'm on your side. She finished. She's gonna have to take the 9.
She doomed?
She's gonna have to take the 9.
Dang. She gonna do the 9 for 0.7 grams of weed
If I have to choose
of ganja. You know what I mean? That's not even one spliff, man. That's not even one.
Who's gonna let the merchant of death go?
They do 0.7 grams a tote, right? That's not even a whole Philly. What's going on in the world?
You got to choose between Smokey and the merchant of death. I'm putting Smokey to sit down a little bit.
Smokey,
you got to sit down a little
Smokey,
bit.
You in trouble, girl. You should have thought about all that extracurricular activities. All right, all that extra. I'm gonna be a man, a woman trapped in a man's body, or a man and a woman. You should have thought about this, because that's why you're really going through it, right? She's finished. She fini. Ma fini, as my Levi husband would say. Ma fini. She ain't coming out. She ain't seen the day of life.
Got a picture for you real quick.
All right, come.
The book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 16. Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executed.
Yep.
The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
Wait, read that again.
Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executed.
Right.
The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Right? You did it to yourself, in other words. Right? You did it to yourself. I got another verse of that. That brings another verse to mind. 2 in Jeremiah 2:14, is it?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thy own wickedness should correct.
Yeah, that own wickedness.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 19.
19, card.
Thy own wickedness shall correct thee.
Yep.
And thy backslidings shall reprove thee. Now therefore, and see that is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken Yahweh thy power.
See, I'm pretty sure she's bitter right now. right? It's an evil thing and bitter to forsake the Most High,
Right.
right? Your own wickedness shall correct thee. Your own backsliding shall
I
reprove.
can find this image real quick.
So you know,
Locked up.
she did it to herself,
That happened to Young Thug.
right?
He was cursing the name of the Most High.
Oh yeah,
Less than a week
throwing
in prison,
dresses on,
being a little
right?
fish.
Being a little
right?
a little snapper, a little grouper, right?
Now he
A little
praying to
sea
sweet
urchin,
Jesus.
right? And now what? He praying in prison. Who you praying to? The God of the skirt, right? Who you praying
The
to?
Celt.
That what he wouldn't even wear the skirt. In some of the pictures, he had a full-on dress.
You heard a
I
war
said,
Celt.
You know, Young Thug, boy, I don't know. You know, our people, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. And if we don't, he said, you don't run out of judgment, You really think the Most High said, man, I'm tired of judging these people. No, he ain't tired. You tired of being judged. He ain't tired of judging you. He gonna bring that hammer on our behind until we get right.
Right.
He gonna put that belt to our behind till we get right. We are not gonna get no break.
Got a perfect precept for you.
Right. There's no breaks. Right. What you got?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 8.
Mhm.
For I, Yahweh, love judgment.
You gotta love your scriptures.
What?
You gotta love your scriptures. The Most High said, I love judgment. I love putting that wax to your behind. When you act stupid, you act crazy, right? When you talk about, I'm a man trapped in a woman's body,
Right.
and I'm gonna change who I am and what the Father created me, right? Let's go to a basic scripture. Then we gonna get some music. Let's go to old school classic, man. Romans 1:20. Start probably verse 20, right? It's a classic, man. This is a street verse, but right now it just applies because we can't leave the obvious out. She's going through this because she's playing that game with the Most High, like the Most High made a mistake.
From verse 22.
Right. Read that.
Let's start from verse 21. It's not here.
Come.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 21. Because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as the power.
Mm-hmm.
Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination.
Became what?
Vain in their imaginations.
Right. There goes that mind again. There goes that heart. That heart is so dangerous because we became vain in their imagination. Our idle thoughts, our vain thoughts. I'm going to change things. Yeah, it was created this way, but I'm going to do me, my way. Read on.
And their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like unto corruptible man.
Right. So what they say, my God knows what how they say they changed the uncorruptible Yah into the image of corruptible man. Because they say, well, God knows my heart. He knows, he made an error. He put me in the wrong body.
Right. It's like a small ganja.
I think it was Oprah, her show. She talking about God. Had people talking about God made me gay. All these type of things made me to be homosexual. Why would he make you to be homosexual when he made you? He gave you a sex. He gave you male or female. He said, I made male and female. Right? Read on.
And to birds and four-footed beasts
Mm-hmm.
and creeping things.
Right.
Wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to their uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts,
Mm-hmm.
to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
And that's what she did. She dishonored her body, like you say. She cut her chest off. She made herself look more manly. She's probably taking masculine hormones, whatever the case may be, to appear to be more manly. You know what I mean? She's dunking on people, man. They tell me about she could come to the NBA and wreck shop. I mean, what's going on with that? You know what I mean? What is going on with that?
They'll give KD a run for his money.
Right? Read on.
Who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie.
You changed the truth of Yahweh to a lie. Read on.
And worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
Right.
Who is blessed forever. Amen.
Go ahead.
For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections.
Read.
Even their women did.
Even their what?
Their women.
Their who?
Their women.
All right. Now, Brittney Griner is a woman. Read on.
Did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
She is against nature, right? That's not natural, how she's moving, right? Against nature. So we got to be mindful, like we see these things, and that's why we go out and we tell the people to repent, come back to the Most High quickly, because judgment, the Most High loves judgment, right? He wants us to repent, but he loved judgment, right? He said he had made angels of vengeance that appease him when they pour out his wrath. So don't think that he loses sleep over the fact that she locked up, won't let me out, right? He ain't losing sleep over it. Most I ain't losing sleep. Most yeah, well, you sit up in there since you were so tough. Since you want to be a bro.
You like dunking on people,
right?
You
want to dunk on people. Now
dunk you in prison.
Yeah, you go. You know what, DJ Baruch? I need you to turn up, right? Let's give us something to listen to. This is the Bring It Out Radio Show. That's
right. Well, where you go? And lady, answer me.
Hey. Shout out ASAP on the engineering. Shout out to Brother J on the beat. Let's go. Hey. What? Check me out. 7-12, 7-8, I hit the earth. All praises to the Father for my birth, like the frankincense and myrrh. Now it's fringes on my shirt, cause I put the Father first. Kick my friends to the curb, then I swerve. Ricky Bobby in the streets with the scripts for the lost sheep, like Uber Eats, Mask off, I got faith in Hamashiach. Blast off in the space in the chariots. Fornication with the nations got us waiting for salvation. Just be patient, milk and honey, I can taste it, And where the priest behind. You don't know where you going unless you know where you come from. Convicted in my spirit, I spit it and they hear it. The 12 tribes love it, the other nations fear it and clear it. I'ma spit until it's over with.
What it's called? Hell is hot. Prosper in the law, call it jackpot. Never sell your soul, this is food for thought. Martyr for the Lord, he's the juggernaut. I got the bow, I got the hammer. Trust in the Lord, never trust the drummer. We in the slugs, we in the sticks. On the corners where them brothers drop a couple bricks. But dice with the law, if you live in the sin, the spirit gon' burn with the skin that you wear. And the Lord ain't your friend if you really don't repent. He might just forgive, but it really just depends. You keep going off again and again. You should really chase the kingdom, but you rather buy them rims. If you living as a criminal, the Lord apprehend. Cause you love living wicked just to chase some dividends. We so hold that L cause we looking for wins. I hold my head high as that boat starts to bend. You running out of time, bro, don't be a fool. You drowning in your sins, don't drown in the pool. You love living high, but I call that thing a crack rock. Bring the smoke to the room, I guess that's a hot pop. He ruined my blood, I'm born in Florida. If you keep sinning, boy, it's nice knowing you. Better grab the tool, Angels can be cruel, don't be stupid, they will kill you. Better live your life, find the wives unfamiliar. Love the 100 lives of the life can be still. I be like, oh yeah, Israelite, oh yeah. Speaking only truth in the booth, I'm a truth bearer. Let your light shine, you'll be frosting up the Lord's Prayer. If you deny, you might die for these nightmares. You was born to win, not to live in sin. Will you go repent? It's not now the win. Patient wearing thin, sin is not the trend. You was born to win, not to live in sin. Will you go repent? It's not now the win. Patient wearing thin, sin is not the trend.
Yeah. Satan afraid to duke, acting just like a madam. Twinkling of an eye, faster than the splitting of atoms. Got a second to lend to me, quick lesson on your chemistry. We all made up of atoms, and atoms made up of energy. Atoms make up our genes, and that isn't unintentional. Genes form a strands of DNA that unequivocally communicate the trait, size, and shape of what you meant to be. Your intent is to get to me, that's all coincidentally. Recollect to the twinkling, 2 Corinthians mentioning verse 52, chapter 15. All being changed, rearranged metaphysically. Sparks start from light speed, running up the side of houses, joking boys about the mountains. But that's when the hunters round. Now we just the fishers. Predicament is crabs in the bucket where we fishing in. Drop them lines, they either try to snip it or to pull you in. But that's another story. Back to existence. Periodic elements of the earth's top layer of the dirt. Matches what's in your skin. We breathe out what plants breathe in. Even if atoms banged on each other, how they explain to each other that an even to begin the moonshine from PM to AM, then bring in the sunshine to lead in the seasons. Him and her eased in the sheets and secreting sperm over seeding.
We are go hunt them, we are go hunt them. Any day you know we're ready to confront them. We are go hunt them. Behold, he gon' send for many fishers. We gon' step out in that water, we gon' fish 'em. Low, after that he sending many hunters. Whoa, we gon' eat 'em up like Benny Hunters.
Hunting season is drawing near. Israel, put your hands in the air. Hunting season is drawing near. Yasharala, put your hands in the air.
We are go hunt them, we are go hunt them. Any day you know we ready to confront them. We are go hunt them.
Hunting season.
Behold, he gon' send for many fishers. We gon' step out in that water, we gon' fish 'em. Low, after that he sending many hunters. Whoa, we gon' eat 'em up like Benny Hunters. We gon' hunt them. Anybody don't wanna serve us, we don't want them. Yeah, so we gon' put the sword through 'em. This is vengeance, show you how the Lord do 'em. Got 'em fleeing like a chase rope. Men of valor, both handed with the bow. Bloodshed, we gon' make 'em fall. To make sure they all dead, we behead 'em all. This is war music. We don't talk, we let the sword do it. Battle axes, but it's more to it. Look at Solomon, how the Lord slew it. And they know the Lord with us. 12 tribes, yeah, we all hit us. Taking vengeance on the heathens. Up against the stones, smash they little one to pieces. They told us all we are savage. While these dogs living lavish. But their houses gonna be spoiled and their wives gonna be ravished. This is what we call war.
We are go hunt them, we are go hunt them. Any day you know we ready to confront them. We are go hunt them. Hunting season. Hunting season is drawing near. Israel, put your hands in the air. Hunting season is drawing near. Yasharala, put your hands in the
Last one to go. Then we coming right back.
In the flesh and the spirit be battling, I gotta stay away. Can't lose my faith, 'cause that's all that I gotta be sinning. It's time that I change my ways. Repentance is all on my mind. I gotta stay righteous. I'm taking it day to day. Stay strong in the battle I fight. I wanna do right. Ain't no time to play it
Brand
safe.
new, brand new.
All that armor got. Commandments gon' keep me alive. We fighting them demons. My spirit on defense. I do what I do to survive.
His name is
I took
Miles
some wins and some
Moore.
losses. I don't got no options. Repent or I die. The kingdom stay all on my mind. Stay in them scriptures. I've been on the grind. Yeah, how will be taking me further? Kill off the old man, it's a murder. He can't be creeping in. Salvation, you know that I'm seeking it. Killing my weaknesses, can't see the feet again.
Somebody say, It's a Bring It Out radio show. Last one to go. We gonna come back and we gonna talk about it. Well, check this one out. Brand new, Possible War. You heard it here first. Let's go.
The pressure be built in the flesh and the spirit be battling. I gotta stay away. Can't lose my faith, 'cause that's all that I gotta be sinning. It's time that I change my ways. Repentance is all on my mind. I gotta stay righteous. I'm taking it day to day. Stay strong in the battle I fight. I wanna do right. Ain't no time to play it safe. I put on that armor, God. Commandments gon' keep me alive. We fighting them demons. My spirit on defense. I do what I do to survive. I took some wins and some losses. I don't got no options. Repent or I die. The kingdom stay all on my mind. Stay in them scriptures. I've been on the grind. Yeah, how will be taking me further? Kill off the old man, it's a murder. He can't be creeping in. Salvation, you know that I'm seeking it. Killing my weaknesses, can't see the feet again. I need the strength in the spirit. I can't have the fear. I'm too strong and I need a win. The most high, you know that I'm seeking him. Go out to battle, we preaching it. Give them the gospel, yes, we the chosen. Scriptures, we breaking inside of them chains. We spreading that news, time to free the broken. Pay close attention, you need to notice. All the religions, we see they focus, but we lost with no guidance. We gotta keep fighting. I stay in that work cause I need to focus. Soldier mentality, we've awoken. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stay strong, I'm a warrior. 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 Stay strong, I'm a warrior.
Yes, indeed. That's that brand new. Stay strong, I'm a warrior. Masmawar out of the LOZ family. All praises. You know, that fire music. Yeah, so hey, look. We talked about this thing. We stressed it out. We analyzed it. The sister locked up. She gonna be there. The judgment came from the saints. She gonna ride. She got to do that 9, right? She got to do that almost dime. She ain't coming back. She ain't WNB and nothing, right? Because they ain't gonna let Victor Bowden,
Merchant of Death.
Victor
Sanction buster.
Bowden, the sanction buster. They ain't letting him out. So we're gonna move on from that, right? You know what I mean? We're gonna go to another fan favorite. You know, I know a lot of y'all been wondering where he been, but we ain't seen him in a while.
He's been quiet.
He been quiet in the background. What if we could put his business up there, bring her down and put him up there behind you, if you're able to do that. Right? People wondering where you at. You know what I'm saying? Where's the Trumpinator? He's been quiet. You know what I mean? But you know he's cooking up something. You know he's cooking up because he's the people's champ when it comes to the white man, boy. He's the people's champ. They love this dude, man. They still rally. When they see him, they call him Mr. President. Even though he ain't been president in a minute, but they listen. They make sure he's the redneck leader of the world, right? And they looking to see him come back and do his thing. You know, and some of Jake was jumping on that bandwagon too. Right. They should be ashamed of yourself. The scriptures say you never vote for your oppressor, man. You know what I mean? How you gonna vote for your oppressor? Right now, what's going on now? The primaries, right? A lot of our people run out there to vote. Who you voting for, right? People, I'm gonna show you. I'm voting for Mashiach Yahushua. That's
right.
He's the only one on the ballot.
The heathen buster,
right? Mashiach Yahushua, the only one on the ballot. Right. A lot of y'all getting ready to go out there to the polls, right? To post your vote for a new oppressor. Let's just get the law on that before we even go any further, right? Deuteronomy, 17th chapter, right? And start with the 14th verse.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 14. Mm-hmm. When thou come unto the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou selectest thee and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like has all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, mm-hmm. whom Yahweh thy power shall choose, one from among thy brethren.
One from who?
Among thy brethren.
Right, read on.
Shall thou set king over thee.
Read.
That thou mayest not.
Thou mayest what?
Mayest not.
Thou mayest not, read.
Set a stranger over thee, mm-hmm. which is not thy brother.
Right, and I'm telling you, Donald Swindling Trump is not your brother, right? So, and all these people running to office, man. You know what I mean? Listen. Until I see Priestka Hunt on the ballot, I'm not voting. Right? Till I see one of our family on the ballot, we ain't voting for nothing. Right? And we ain't gonna be on that ballot because the scriptures tell us don't sit in the council of the ungodly. So we can't be sitting up there with them. Because we gotta be sitting and making rules so our people could be more in driven into sin and folly and foolishness. We ain't doing that. We're not sitting with them. Right? The scriptures say thou mayest not. All right. Also, let me get a verse on the counsel of the ungodly. Psalms 1, I believe it is.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
right?
Nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Right. We don't need to be nowhere near them trying to judge nothing in their seats. We got to build our families. We got to build our communities.
Right.
We got to look out for one another.
Right.
Right. We have to be set apart, not get involved. Right. So none of us going to be on the ballot. The only ballot we got, the same name come every year, Yahushua Hamashiach.
That's right.
He's been on the ballot with us, man. 28 years running, right? Vote for him every year, right? Every year I'm looking for him to win the primaries, right? So at the day he win, I'm going to say, man, I've been voting for him, all right? So we know now we're not getting down with that. So let's get the voting out of the way. But we still got to look at what's going on in the governments. The scriptures say, watch as well as pray. And we know that the Oz mountain is going to be established on top of the mountains. We know that the Lord is going to come out of Zion. That's the day that we're wishing for, we're praying for, that we're working towards. But today, this dude getting ready to run 2024, right? And the right-wing Edomites compared to the left-wing Edomites, they're going nuts about that because they so out of order in Capitol Hill, right? Which was prophesied for Babylon. Isaiah 13, I believe it is, prophesied that Babylon was going to be in derision and crazy in these last days. You know what I mean? This guy damn near had an insurrection. He led the people to climb the wall, and he talking about he gonna run again in 2024. Imagine somebody come to your house, try to burn your house down, and then come back, talk about, can I come back home? You try to burn the house down. You can't come here no more. Right? You looking for the verse?
Mm-hmm. That was in chapter 13. Or you? Okay, I think I know you did before.
No, it's not good. Cut the wisdom out of Teman, the wise out of Babylon.
I got you. Give me 1 second.
Look up Teman. So the tip of my tongue, family. Hold on. Be patient with old dude. All right. Some of these verses, all these verses come to mind. That's how you know these classes are not prescriptive. We just going in the spirit, right? We just going in the spirit.
I feel like it's escaping me too.
Yeah. Look at Teman. Cut the wise out of Teman. All right, somebody, I think, is it Jeremiah 51:6?
It's not Jeremiah.
No. All right. So my cap gonna find it for me.
It's Obadiah 1:8. I knew it was an Obadiah.
Obadiah?
Yeah.
Okay, Obadiah.
Probably.
Obadiah.
Yeah. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and an understanding out of Mount Esau, and thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed?
Okay.
To the end that every one of Mount Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Was that the scripture?
I mean, that one can be used, but I'm more referring to the one where it's talking about Babylon. Be no work in Babylon. There be no.
Okay. I know you're talking about.
No wisdom. No. The Most High gonna cut them off from everything that they was prospering with. He's gonna cut them off from everything in these last days. Right. My cap got me, man. My cat got me. Right. I saw Jeremiah 51 posted in 6. I'm gonna take a look at that as well.
You go ahead. I'll find this.
Yeah. So what we're talking about here is America is so, the powerhouse, the government is so out of order that someone can actually have the audacity to think that they're going to damn near cause an overthrow of the government, push the people to go and take over the physically take over the White House, the Capitol building, and then turn around and say, I'm going to run again in 2024. Right? And Simple Jake going back this foolishness too. Simple Jake, they're always looking for a hero. They still looking for Superman. Right? They didn't get it yet that Superman was just a movie. That Christopher Reeve wasn't really flying around in the sky. He really didn't hold the earth and spin it around. Right? We're inundated in so much folly in our mind, we start to believe these things are actually true, right? These things are not true, right? Esau is not super, right? Matter of fact, he's the reason for the destruction, the constant destruction of our people, right? For now, give me Isaiah 14, verse 1. You find it?
Yeah.
All right, cut. What you got?
The book of Isaiah, depends. You want me to start from the beginning? The Egyptians should be against the Egyptians?
Yeah.
Okay. The book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth
Yes.
up, the idle one rideth upon a swift cloud. It should come to Egypt, and the idols of Egypt should be moved at his presence.
Right. So the scriptures say Egypt. It's not talking about ancient Egypt because ancient Egypt long past their power at the time that Isaiah is bringing us out. So it's not ancient Egypt it's talking about. It's talking about modern day Egypt. Let's get a verse to prove for people that might be new to this understanding, right? So let's get Revelations and let's prove that it's talking about modern day Egypt.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt.
Right. So this is the great city spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Babylon the Great. Right? There was ancient Babylon, and then now there's Babylon the Great. That sitteth the great whore that sitteth on many waters.
Right.
And that is the government, the current governments of the earth. The NATO, right? The national alliances. That is Babylon the Great. It's not just America. It stems to Europe. It stems to all these national union of nations, the common markets, right? The Illuminati. You know, there's a lot of different names to them, but that's the conglomerate of nations that run the earth's wealth, majority of the earth's wealth and influence today. So that is the great Egypt that it's talking about. Let's go back and get more information about this Egypt.
And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence,
Mhm.
and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Right?
I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
I'll do what?
I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
So that's why we see so much turmoil in the government. Now, the government was always split in two, Democrats and Republicans, right? And then you have independents, you know, and various different groups. But it has never been so volatile, right? It's never been so disrespectful. It's never been so hateful. And because he set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And today these Egyptians, right, these oppressors, that's where Egypt means bondage. He set the oppressors against the oppressors. And these oppressors today is these governments, is the so-called Edomite, the Esau, right? Read on.
And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor,
Right.
city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Don't you understand that Biden and Putin is brothers? That they're neighbors? They should just get along.
Right.
Why you guys can't get along? Y'all the same nation. It's like North Korea and South Korea. What's the problem here? Right? You know, I mean, you both make Kias, right? I mean, Kias come from Korea, I believe. Right? Right? What's the problem over here? Right?
Let's get down to the point.
Taiwan and Japan, you know, and China, whatever. What's the problem here?
And Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee.
Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, why they can't get along? Right? So we're realizing that Egyptians are set against the Egyptians. The Most High is causing some drama, right, amongst them. Read on.
Verse 11. Surely the princes of Zohan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish.
Mhm.
How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? Where are they? Where are the wise men? And let them tell thee now.
You know what I mean? They always want to talk about how they're the founding fathers,
Right.
and how wise. Well, where's the founding fathers now? Y'all make no sense. How is a man could be running? I'm gonna run for president in 2024. And a few years ago, I almost burned down the White House, right?
The Capitol, right?
The Capitol House, right? But now I'm gonna come back down here and act like, all right, yeah, that was back then.
That was the old me.
My bad, right? My bad. I was just, I was in my feelings. But we good now. No, we ain't good. Keep going.
And let them know what the outer one of hosts has purpose upon Egypt.
Right?
The princes of Zoan are become fools.
Mhm.
The princes of Noph are deceived.
Go
They
ahead.
are also seduced. They have also seduced Egypt.
Mhm.
Even they that are stay of the tribes thereof.
Go ahead.
Yahweh has mingled a perverse spirit.
He has done what?
Mingled a perverse spirit.
He has mingled a perverse spirit. Read on.
And they have caused Egypt to err in every work.
Right. So that there's a spirit that's they don't even know what they're doing. They out of control. A lot of times we give Esau too much credit. We always swear they got some scam, they got something figured out. We say, yeah, the COVID was a scam, and then the vaccine was a scam. Which one? They planned this out. They're not that smart, people, right? They are in derision. There's a spirit mingled. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know if Fauci is right or wrong. They don't know what's going on. They don't know if the last variant from the first variant.
Now they got the monkeypox.
Now they don't know monkeypox. They monkeying around with the monkeys and bringing monkeypox around here. Right? Leave the monkeys alone, and there won't be no monkeypox. Right? Monkey never approached you. You approached the monkey. Right? So we know what's going on in there. That perverse spirit is mingled. They enter all kind of foolishness and folly, right? This is all characteristics of the fall of a kingdom. The scriptures say if a house is divided against itself, it cannot stand. So the more you see Esau fighting with each other, nation fighting against nation, they can't get along, it's because the house is crumbling.
Right.
And we should be cheering. And we should be excited, and we should be checking ourselves more than we ever checked ourselves before. And if we got something in us that we need to purge it out, because Yah's presence, his son's presence is coming. Because that's straight folly. That man should be locked up. The FBI ran up in his crib.
Right.
Right? You got that article? I think they was talking about the FBI running up in his crib. Right? In Key Largo, Mar-a-Lago up in Palm Beach. They ran up in there looking for the paperwork, right? They got all kind of trials on this man, and he's planning to run 2024. What you got out? We're going to bring the facts out. Where's the receipts at?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
CNN Politics. FBI execute search warrant at Trump's Mar-a-Lago in document investigation.
Right, that's right down here in Florida. Go ahead. Palm Beach.
The FBI executed a search warrant Monday at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort.
Yeah, Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago
mm-hmm.
in Palm Beach, Florida,
mm-hmm.
as part of an investigation into the handling of presidential documents,
mm-hmm.
including classified documents that have been brought there. 3 people familiar with the situation told CNN.
Mm-hmm.
The former president confirmed that FBI agents were at Mar-a-Lago and said they even broke into my safe.
They're looking for him, boy. He got something on him, boy. When he left the White, when that dude left the White House, he left something with his pocket. Something was in his pocket. That's what they looking for. You don't know what it is, you know what I mean? But he left there with something in his pocket. They said, that damn Trump. The guy is reckless, right? We let that man into the records. That man he's loose. We got to tie this loose end up, right. You know.
He was at Trump Tower in New York when the search warrant was executed in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
A person familiar told CNN.
They knew exactly where he was.
My beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents, Trump said in a statement Monday evening. The extraordinary move to search the home of a former president raises the stakes for the Justice Department and comes as Trump's legal problems continue on multiple fronts. Trump is also expected in the coming months to announce he will launch another bid for the White House in 2024.
Right, so they knew what he was trying to do. Right, they knew what he was trying to do. They said, I got to run up in his crib.
Listen, Chief.
Yeah.
I always said this when I first came into the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the wilderness, forehead bald and old. I think Donald Trump was about to make me a prophet.
Hey,
I think
you know what I'm saying? Like, what you trying to say? You know what I'm saying? What you trying to say? You know, I mean, as long as I make it, boy, because I don't know, I'm not too far from forehead bald myself, right? I'm about to be right there in a minute, right? But I feel you. Listen. I don't want the time to last any more further than it's gone. Give me Isaiah 3. Isaiah 3, brother. You know, because you gotta say these guys, he's out of control. He's a child, right? You know, you can't even take him serious, man.
Right.
You know, he's nothing like his forefathers that came in and raped, robbed, and murdered the world. This guy can't even get out of his own way.
Straight to verse 4. Or
Yeah.
the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 4. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them.
Mm-hmm.
And
children. What is he talking about? Matter of fact, read from the top.
verse 1. For behold, Yahweh the Lord of hosts doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. The mighty man, the man of war, the judge, and the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient.
Right. So we've been stripped of all of our greatness.
Right.
The Most High said, I'm going to take all your greatness away. And that happened to us.
Right.
There was a time where we couldn't do right. Right. Now the Most High is calling greatness back to our people, our brothers, our sisters. The Father is a call has went out for greatness, for excellence. Right. And we got to hold each other accountable and make sure that we get there together. Now the call has gone out, but there was a time where there was no greatness amongst our people, man. You look at our history, you'd have thought, man, could these bones live? Just like the prophet Ezekiel said, can these bones live? Because they finished, right? But now the Father is bringing us back to life. And we're coming together. And we're finding our way back, our family. We're reuniting, right? And it feels so good, right? So read on.
The captain of 50 and the honorable man, and the counselor and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator,
right?
And I will give children to be their princes.
And I'll do what?
I will give children to be their princes.
Right. What happened to us? Children ruling over us. Read on.
And babes shall rule over them.
Babies are ruling over us. Toys R Us kids is running this kingdom here. Read on.
And the people should be oppressed, everyone by another.
And that what happened to us? These Toys R Us kids got into power, and look at us now. We're oppressed, everyone to another. Read on.
Everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothed thee, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. In that day shall he answer, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against Yahweh, to provoke the eyes of his glory.
Right, and that's exactly what happened to us, man. You know, the Father cursed us, and we went deep into those curses. We went deep, family. You know what I mean? Do your research. You know, you do yourself an injustice if you haven't done your research to what happened to us here in these lands when the height of our punishment from the Most High.
Right.
The reason why we got to research and know that and see that, because I really don't like to look at that. They get depressed. They say, I don't want to look at that. But you look at that because you got to be reminded what happens when you anger the Most High God. You know, you got to be reminded how far deep we can be driven. And you also got to be reminded that the Most High remembered us. And he pulled us back from that such a dark condition of our people. He showed us what a father is to a son, right? He didn't give up on us, right? When we were so down and out, we should have been given up on. He remembered the covenant when he made with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. We didn't know about it. We forgot about it. The Most High remembered it, right? And called us out of that darkness. You know? We said women and children shall be your oppressors.
That's verse 12.
Okay.
Verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path.
Right. They caused us to err, destroy the ways of our path. Those that led us. Women and children are ruling our people. And this has to stop. Right? The mighty men of Yah, the richness, he called us his silver and his gold, have to stand up We have to get it right. We got to refine ourselves and make sure that we are here to do the work that the Father has caused us to do. Right? No more worrying about, who's in office, who you voting for. You got to vote for your own, man. You got to vote Hebrew. You got to vote for Hamashiach Yahushua. You got to vote that we get it right. We got to vote that we repent. We got to vote that our families are strengthened. We got to vote that our heritage is built. That's where our vote is right now. Right? We can't be worrying about politics. We brought it up because it's just the audacity that I almost burnt down the White House, but I'm going to run 2024. You got to see the folly in that. The damn FBI is at my door, but I'm running 2024. Right? You know what I mean? So that's going to be his slogan out there. The FBI is at my door, but I'm still running in 2024. Right? And I just might win. Right? And and I wouldn't be that surprised. Because that's the life we're living here in this kingdom. Family, we're going to do some closing thoughts. Right? Kept it short and sweet. Down here at the Light of Zion, just some current events down here at Light of Zion. We are setting up here to do food giveaway, food pantry. That's why we started a little late today. The place is in a little bit disarray in here. But we're setting up to do the food giveaway tomorrow from 3 to 6 right here, 2937 West Broward Boulevard at the Light of Zion headquarters. That's 2937 West Broward Boulevard. We're going to be giving away food to anyone that comes up and is in need of it. We got to be reminded that the people are in need. And they need wisdom, they need guidance, they need scripture, but they also need a meal sometimes. They need clothing. Yahweh said it the best. Give me that verse. If anyone, when you fed me, when I was cold, you covered me. In John, Yahweh said it the best. Something that we all got to understand. It's not just the verses, but it's the work. The labor, right? That makes this thing whole. The compassion and the love for our own people. All right. Let's read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Come on.
For I was hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Adawan, when saw we thee hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink?
Come on.
When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you,
come on,
inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Right, and that's what the least of our brethren. So sometimes we just got to look out for our people just because of who they are, man. They the Most High's silver and gold. They the Most High's. We might look at this Negro or look at this. We call each other. We treat each other the way the white man told us to treat each other.
Right.
But we got to come out of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? My sisters, my brothers, you are the precious stones of the Most High Yah. And we will go we'll go down to the ground for any one of y'all. All right. So this is the Bring It Out radio show. I'm your chief minister, Minister Shalom. I have with me the captain of captains, Captain One, right? Bun lawyer, Bun Yasharala. Right. You better know it. I have with me the baddest DJ in the land, DJ Baruch 4-in-1.
Right.
And he's gonna take you out with some of those tunes that you can't wait to hear. Let's get it, DJ Baruch. Shalom to the family. Keep being positive, keep doing the work, keep uplifting Israel. Shalom.
You are fake news.
It's just different.
I'm voting for. I'm gonna let you know who I'm voting for, man. Look. Yeshaya the president, we are the bride, carry him like surrogates, but not like immaculate. He come from the seed of David, so how can you factor that? Don't want him to learn or discern, no, they deceive and greet the word for seed is sperma, but they want to slander him. If Mary slept with an angel, that technically make him a Nephilim. But he's from the tribe Judah, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit tribunal. Yeah, him and the Father, they one, but they two. He can't do his own will, but what Father say do, then he do. We think we can't connect two and two? Just a minute, he has got to remove the cup. Who do you think he was talking to? They say it was himself. I'm like, man, bro, that's stupid. This world ain't a home. Don't believe in Christ, better leave me alone. You believe the Bible, but don't believe Christ. Then where your sacrifices and all your stones? Because you would still be under the sin of Adam. Then all of your doctrines copy from Nazareth. That's why they want you to hate on your shot. Because he black with a fro, come straight out of Nazareth. Yeshaya for president. We voting for Christ. Either lay down your life or lay down your life. Coming back with the saints. And they ain't nothing nice. 1,000 will fall by our left, 10,000 will fall by our right. Yeshaya for president. Keep out your votes, cause he gonna win either way that it goes. Coming back catching bodies. Now they all catching ghosts. Shemaya Allah Ahaya Nawa Aha. That's the oath. The law is the schoolmaster to bring you to him. You don't know the law, then you need you some schooling. They twisted the script, say he only kept two. Love God with all your heart and your neighbor too. But tell you the truth, that's really ambiguous. Romans 13 and they see what he meant with this. Loving God with all your heart and no idols. That's no Easter bunny, no Santa, no Christmas gifts.